right. And the crowd goes wild. Oh, man, I love being here. You guys, this is such an awesome place. And it's so nice to see everybody again. Thank you. So, I want to let everybody know that I am totally getting into the swing of being retired. Okay? Thank you. So, what my first goal is, I try to stay up past 9 o'clock, and so far I'm working on that, but we've really got to keep an eye on the time for me. So I've begun remodeling my house, and I hear it's like one of the top things that people do when they retire. And so I'm into remodeling the house, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna turn my place into like this Airbnb event house, and people are gonna want to come stay at my house, and they're gonna rent it. And my husband says, no, we're not doing that. I said, oh, okay, well, I'm still gonna pretend in my mind that this is what I'm doing because I want a nice house, okay? So, honestly, I have 3 sons. They've been gone for 2 years, and I cannot get the funk out of those bedrooms upstairs. So all new mattresses, everything had to be replaced. When did you start buying mattresses by the inch? Has anybody seen that yet? Anybody buy a mattress? I'm telling you what, it's the best money I've ever spent on 14 inches. Yes! Oh, so anyway, I've turned these bedrooms into places that I call the coma inducers. Okay, because you go like, well, maybe somebody just wants to go someplace and go sleep. So sleep is, I put all the window darkening treatments on and the blinds and everything. So these places you can sleep in. And so I said, well, you know what? I haven't painted the walls yet, but the furniture's in there. And so anyway, I said I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna try it out as a place. I'm like, okay, well, I love to have parties. You know what I decided to have? A weed party.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm having a weed party. And I invite my friends over, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I've got the menu planned. So we're having tacos. And I even had this big Lazy Susan full of all the shit that you put on it, like the green shit and all of it. Like all sorts of like the hots to the miles. And so, you can feed yourself, and you're not gonna believe what I taught my friends how to do. Walking tacos. You guys, anybody here go to school in Harford County? Y'all have them walking tacos, you know what I'm talking about. I taught all my friends, I had this big thing of the Doritos, multi-flavors, and I taught everybody how to make a walking taco, and I was King Shittimus Maximus. So, alright, so let's talk about the weed part just for a quick second. Alright, come on, basics. You're gonna have a weed party, so what are you gonna have? You're gonna have gummies, you're gonna have a couple pre-rolls, of course, you're gonna have bowls out the wazoo, because everybody that comes to a weed party brings something, and it better be weed. So, took out the commercial coffee grinder, put my weed in there, commercial ground up the coffee, so it's all, the weed is all over the house, and so, what do you have? Okay, bong. The basics, right? Gummies, bong. Well, I invited a friend, and he got a new nickname, Roldemort. This guy, he rolled so many blunts, and you would be sitting there, and all of a sudden you'd get smacked coming from both sides, because you'd have a blunt coming from one way, and you'd have a bong coming from the other. But the piece de resistance of the party, I had a fucking volcano.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody? I'll tell you what, let me just tell you, in your mind, this is what the volcano results in. Think about it, you're at the carnival, and you buy this big ass thing of cotton candy on a stick, and you're like, woo! Well, just think about that, it ain't cotton candy, but it's vape. And you get to pass this big ass bag of vape around amongst all your friends. Really, anybody? I need one other person who has ever used a volcano to tell me
Hypothetically.
Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, if you were to use a volcano, I mean, it is just this massive amount of smoke.
Praise Jesus!
And you can fill up one of those little tent things, because that's going to be at my next party. I'm getting one of those little tent things that you see on the TV. So, okay. So you know what? I start telling my mom this story about this awesome party that I had. And I'm like, yeah, and this, and every 20 minutes I brought out a different food, and I had 4 different types of desserts, and you know, I mean, like, this is a weed party. Nobody really drank any booze, although we had them. It was a weed party. So, I'm telling my mom, and you know, and I wanted to ask, like, oh, you know, how was the food? Who was there? Mom, I mean, Mom, you want me to rat out my friends? You want me to tell you which of my friends all smoke weed? Because those are the only people that are going to a weed party. She's like, did anybody bring anything? Mom, ages between 40 and 70. Nice age range, really nice age range of people. So, my friends actually called me and told me the next day that they well, not only my friends, said they were still stoned when they woke up the next day. And I'm telling you, this is a bunch of seasoned smokers.
Sounds like a good party, Les.
Oh man, it was such a great party. So the very next day, I played tennis. I mean, I do play tennis, but so the very next day I go and I have a match first thing in the morning. And my partner, you know, she's there. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I need a couple, let me just get some more coffee in me. Coffee, I need something. So sure enough, you know, and she's like, what's up? I said, well, I had a party last night. I said, you know, I'm just a little drag this morning. And she's like, I wasn't invited. I said, you're right, you weren't. I said, do you smoke weed? I said, it was a weed party. And she was, oh no, And you know what else I could think of was the person, I went to a concert, and I walked into the concert, and I sat down in my seat, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear from the lady behind me, I smell weed. It's a concert. I smell weed. I don't care if it was a opera tenor, Andre Bocelli. And you know what the next thing she said? Is he blind? So yes, not only do I smell like weed, but the person you paid money to come see is also blind, and you didn't know any of these things. Isn't that awful? Shame on them. Shame. I know, I'm just gonna quick look. I know you want to flash me a light.
I have a question.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go back. So you have 2 sons that moved out, 2 or 3?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago they moved out?
The oldest 2 have been out for almost 3 years.
Do they still have shit at your house?
Oh, they do. They do, but it is,
Look at it right now.
they do, but with the remodeling of the house, the foot has come down.
You ready for beer?
Their shit is piled in little tiny corners of those bedrooms, and they know it's going down to the damp, dark basement if it doesn't get out.
So they don't want to bring more stuff back?
Well,
Oh, baby.
Not if I want to keep it.
you know, I gotta tell you, I really like Bailey. I really do like you a whole lot.
Wait.
Is that room in your house?
Well, I guess I do have to admit I have a son that's moving back home at the end of the month. So not only do I have his shit that's coming with him, I have him and his girlfriend and his dog. I mean, you know, I promise I'm helping you at this point.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, but I will be charging him rent. This time he gets rent. This time he gotta pay rent. Hey, everybody! I am Les Jackson. Puff, puff,
Everyone keep it going for Les Jackson. Don't forget your